that wasn't a normal I can't continue reaction. It was kind of like a,
I think he was in shock. Like, oh my God,
maybe.
my fucking knees just blew out, and he didn't know what to, he didn't know what was like, it was just it looked genuine reaction.
He's back thing.
Yeah, I would love to believe all these conspiracy theories and these, but the fact of it is, the truth of it is, it was a freak accident. It was a fucking freak accident. He's not gonna show up just to get paid. He's not gonna show up and have a shitty fight to prove a point. Like, haha, you guys iced me. That, bro, the feelings he's dealing with right now isn't. He would rather have fucking made $0 and at least got to go out there and perform and maybe drop Max and maybe lose a decision for $0. He would take that. Than taking it what had happened. And way to bring that back.
When we were talking about the guy over here earlier asking about there being a pre-injury, just on my accounts, the face-off that day is at 80 million views, right? So if there was a pre-existing injury, somebody would have noticed it. He was limping, put his shoes on, he ran right at him. I don't think there was. Anything is possible, but he sure didn't look like it. And for 80 million just on my accounts, you know, that number's got to be massive, and nobody noticed anything. So there you go.
The highly anticipated comeback of Conor McGregor was expected to be a historic moment in the UFC. However, the event took a devastating turn just 1 minute in, as the Irishman suffered a serious knee injury. The MMA community is now abuzz with discussion and debate, with opinions sharply divided. While some attribute the incident to bad luck, others speculate that McGregor may have been aware of a potential issue before or early in the fight. The question on everyone's mind now is, will Conor McGregor step into the octagon again?
So the last fight, when did you realize that was over?
With Conor?
Yeah.
When he fell down a second time, I was like, oh, this is not good. The first time I thought he just slipped. It's hard to tell. It's wild. It's in the moment. I thought he slipped. And then when he got up and he threw a kick again, I'm like, oh, I don't like how his leg just gave out. That didn't seem like, I'm still hoping he's just slipping.
Yeah.
I'm hoping he's just freaking out because he hasn't been in the octagon in 5 years. And then he started moving around and he like grabbed his knee and buckled.
Okay.
And there was some conversation.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, there was some conversation going on between him and Max Holloway. And I was like, you know, Max is saying he can't fight, like something's wrong. And he's saying, fight me. He's like, get up. And so he lets him up, and then his knee buckles, and then the referee stops the fight.
Yeah. It's always so the very, I think it was the very last fight where the ref tried to call it at the end of the third round, and then because he was saying that there was a concussion issue. I mean, I couldn't tell what was going on.
This is the Ilya Topuria fight, the Justin Gaethje fight at the White House.
The Topuria Justin Gaethje fight.
No, he couldn't see.
Okay.
He was saying he couldn't see well. Something was wrong with his right eye.
Well, I mean, it looks like his whole face was puffed up, so he couldn't see anything. But okay, so I thought it was a concussion thing, but it was because of his vision.
No, they never.
Dana White later addressed the speculation directly. He argued that McGregor displayed no signs of discomfort throughout fight week or during their face-off. With tens of millions of eyes on McGregor, specifically on that face-off clip alone, White reasoned that any genuine limp or physical red flag would have almost certainly been noticed. Yet, not everyone was convinced, and the debate surrounding a possible hidden injury continued to persist even after White's public statement.
Unbelievable. I mean, the Paddy Pimblett thing right before, you just feel it all in the air. Here we go. I mean, I was expecting at least a one-round war, or, you know, who knew what Conor was capable of as far as cardio or whatever else after a 5-year layoff. And there you go. I mean, we're assuming blown ACL. I'm no doctor, but that's what I figured when I saw it, and doctors think the same thing.
Oh, what is going to happen next? Well, first of all, we know he's going to have surgery, okay? Is it a torn ACL? Is it a torn meniscus? If it's a meniscus, he might be back within 6 months. If it's an ACL, a year. It could be 18 months. You never know. Maybe that's the end of his career. But he's only got one fight left on his contract, okay? Now, one would assume, and I'm not speaking for the UFC, I'm a commentator, but I'm speaking on behalf of Michael Bisping here. One would assume the UFC are going to try and renegotiate and sign him to a longer contract before he has that next fight. And he has the right to say, I want to have my last fight and be a free man and go off and do my own thing and maybe start his own promotion, his own fight league, maybe box some people, maybe go and box Jake Paul, do some MMA on Netflix. We don't know, right? But if he does have one fight, who is that person going to be? And what will Conor McGregor look like then? Because he's already had 5 years off with a broken leg. Now he's torn the
Chael Sonnen raised another point that deepened his skepticism. While the focus has been on the kick that seemingly damaged Conor McGregor's knee, Sonnen believes a more telling sign emerged earlier. He observed that McGregor momentarily lost his balance right after throwing a punch, which he found more concerning than the kick itself. According to Sonnen, this sequence indicated that there was already an issue with McGregor's movement, adding fuel to the speculation that the injury may have been impacting him even before the fight's dramatic ending.
I would be absolutely surprised, like the most surprised person on the planet, if Conor just showed up for a paycheck, limped in there, and said, I don't care, I'm going to give you guys 1 minute, shave my head into a mohawk, show up, do the intros, and then just bow out 1 minute later. You can say what you want about Conor, but one thing he is not, he's not a quitter. One thing he is not is a bamboozler. The body is unpredictable, and every fight is unpredictable. And if you look at Conor, because I've had a lot of people say, man, why would Conor do that? He came out like an idiot, jumped across the cage and threw a kick. Conor always does that. I'm just as disappointed as you guys were because the T-Mobile Arena was absolutely electric. We finally saw it. You're talking about the guy who's supposed to be disappointed that he's finally making the walk, that he finally showed up. I believe he wants to fight me. I believe he tried to fight me. I believe he wanted to fight me. I believe that's how the negotiations went. Other plans were made, but the honor and the integrity of wanting to stick to and be a man of his word since he pulled out of that fight back in 2024, International Fight Week against me, I think he wanted to actually be a man of his word and see through to putting his name on that dotted line that had my name on it. But I know everybody is disappointed, but keep on watching. This ain't the last you're going to see of Conor. And I'm excited to see how it all plays out. God bless. I'll see you at the top.
Putting out his sneakers. Could he have been injured before the fight?
Oh, I have no idea. I mean, that I don't know. I mean, the day of the press conference, he came running out of the back and ran right up to him and stopped abruptly and, you know, squared off with him. They were pushing foreheads and.
I'm just wondering if something happened within the last 24 hours. I don't see it on the landing, the actual landing of that flight.
Yeah, I wouldn't know that, but I didn't see. You know, the doctors checked him out before they fight, and he looked damn good at the press conference, and he looked fine at the weigh-ins.
It's just a question of getting paid if you step in the cage.
What's that?
The question of getting paid as you step in the cage was.
Well, I don't listen. If anybody saw anything that could have possibly made him look weak or injured leading up to this fight, I mean, what the fucking face-off do? 44 million in 24 hours? More than 44 million views. Somebody would have saw something. Anybody see something? No. If they did, they didn't say it, which is impossible. Nobody would.
As speculation surrounding the fight's outcome continues to swirl, Michael Bisping shifted his attention to what's next for Conor McGregor. According to Bisping, McGregor's first priority is to recover from his surgery, the success of which hinges on the severity of his injury. Looking ahead, Bisping noted that McGregor is nearing the end of his current UFC contract, with reportedly just one fight remaining. This sets the stage for a range of potential scenarios, from signing a new contract to exploring opportunities outside the UFC or even retirement. For Bisping, the key question is what kind of fighter McGregor will emerge as once he's back in action.
First few seconds made an absolute shit ton, $30 million for almost no work. Didn't really take a punch. Max Holloway got paid for nothing as well. The fight didn't happen, and of course everyone's out there. They've all got opinions. Everyone's calling it a fake and saying that he was injured beforehand and this and that, and shut the hell up, okay? Anytime Conor McGregor fights, anytime there's a big, huge fight, you get tons of casuals tuning in. They don't know what they're talking about. Conor McGregor often starts his fights with something wild. And when you've been away from the sport for 5 years and you're walking into the Octagon at the T-Mobile Arena and they've got the dry ice and the crowd is going crazy for you, yeah, you got a fair bit of adrenaline running through your body and you're asking yourself a lot of questions like, Have I still got it? Can I still do this, okay? Am I still the guy? Am I as good as what I used to be? Because you never know. Maybe throughout that training camp, maybe he knew he wasn't as good as what he used to be. And that's why he looked really nervous, because he did look nervous before the fight. But that's understandable for all the reasons that I just listed. And the reason he ran out there and jumped in the air and threw that stupid kick that blew his knee out is because of the nerves. And also because he wants to show everyone, I've still got it, I'm still that guy. And you never know, there's a crazy world where the kick
is tough. It's tough. I really wanted him to come back and have a good performance. I thought Holloway was going to win by TKO, so I guess I'm correct. But I didn't want to be correct like that. I wanted to at least see a performance where I knew. Has McGregor still got it a bit? Is McGregor still in the mix? Can he not beat Holloway, but he could beat so-and-so? You know? I was thinking, okay, even if Holloway finishes McGregor in round 4 and McGregor looks good early, does he still beat Dan Hooker if he comes back and fights Dan Hooker? You know? It was just a few of those things where I was just hoping I'd get some answers for what level McGregor's at after these 5 years off. To be honest, he did look a little slow, but it was at welterweight, so that's hard to tell, because I'm used to seeing him at featherweight and his prime at lightweight, but it sucks, man. I don't know what they're going to do next.
What was meant to be one of the greatest comeback stories in combat sports history transformed into a nightmare in an instant. A single injury changed everything. Conor McGregor has now broken his silence, clearly devastated by the brutal leg injury that ended his night almost as soon as it began. He insisted he had never felt sharper or more prepared for a fight, dismissing rumors that he seemed off walking to the cage. Instead, McGregor stated he felt calm, focused, and completely confident going in. He admitted he's still in shock over what transpired, describing it almost as if he were staring evil in the face. But his message was clear. He isn't backing down. McGregor affirmed he'd be at church the next day, that he'd get through this setback, and that he fully intends to come back. For a fight this hyped, it became one of the most gut-wrenching anticlimaxes the sport has ever witnessed. Even Dana White looked visibly stunned and let down, having expected McGregor to at least survive a full round.
Gentlemen, I am absolutely devastated. UFC 329 just ended in a wet fart, as Conor McGregor, in the first second of the main event, sprinted toward Max Holloway, as we all held our hopes high in the air that this was the return of the Mac, that maybe, just maybe, potentially he could turn back the clock 10 years from 2026 to 2016 and show us one more time the magic of the Mystic Mac. He sprinted across the cage, took 2 or 3 steps, jumped, and performed a switch kick in midair, landing on his right leg and knee, and it immediately buckled. He tore his ACL, potentially his meniscus, and the fight was essentially over before it even began.
Do you think Conor McGregor fights again?
I do. Yeah, I do think Conor fights again. He still, has that fire, and he still wants to compete. So, he has his last fight on his UFC contract, so I'm sure he wants to fulfill that and then, see what the future holds for himself. But, Conor, he needs fighting. He really does, to keep structure in his life, to keep everything sane in his mind. So, fighting's good for Conor. So, he needs that.
Why I don't think there's going to be another comeback for him, right? Especially if it's a torn ACL, it's going to be another year off. I just don't think he's going to have the crowd behind him like he did for this one. He can maybe talk his way into it, but like I said, he's really not even that good of a talker anymore. Maybe you give him a Chandler fight, but Chandler, you're going to wait another year, then probably another year of him training to come back. I just think he made a lot of money this fight. I think he's pretty much done.
Initial medical assessments indicated a likely meniscus tear. While a torn ACL couldn't be entirely ruled out, a trusted doctor, known for accurate on-the-spot diagnoses, noted the injury lacked the classic signs of an ACL blowout. His assessment was that this appeared more consistent with a pre-existing meniscus issue that significantly worsened upon landing.
You know what else there isn't concrete proof of? That he was fine before the fight. There's none. Because he comes out and throws this kick, immediately bouncing off of his left foot, putting no weight on his right foot, and trying to land that, and at no point do we see Conor McGregor using his right foot to be able to move in and out of range, throwing punches healthily. We have zero evidence of that. Yes, we have him hitting the pads like this and seemingly struggling to regain his balance after kicking the pad once and then walking off after, the third kick. That still is no proof that Conor McGregor was in any way healthy enough to do a 25-minute fight with Max Holloway, jumping in and out of range, hitting pads the way he used to. Think of how static McGregor was when he was throwing those kicks. Now look at McGregor when he's in full flow, bouncing around, jumping all over the place. I mean, like, looking fluid movement. This is exactly what McGregor is. It's all about movement and fluid movement. It's not about standing in one spot like that. That's McGregor on pads in full flow. Because that body language, so much of it was screaming out to someone like me who knows McGregor the way I've been watching him so closely for so many years, analyzing him for video after video after fucking video. I fucking know some shit is wrong when I see it. And you can disagree with me all you like. I don't take any offense. But even on the motherfucking ring walk, man, this is a normal Conor McGregor ring walk, okay? This is how he walks out the ring. Look at the fucking intensity in his eyes, man. It's all about the fight. It's all about, I can't wait to get in there and fucking put a beating on this guy. I am ready. And just watch the way he carries on shadow boxing the whole time. He's in the fucking zone, right? This is all about the fight, rehearsing the fight in his head over and over and over again. The fight that's about to happen. Now look at him. Looks like he's going to the fucking shop. Looks like he's going to walk the dog. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing. There is absolutely no intensity there. That doesn't look like a man who's about to have a fucking fight. Not his first fight in 5 years, where he should be a bit edgy, a bit...
Footage quickly circulated among fans, capturing Conor McGregor struggling to remove his shoes during the pre-fight inspection process. For many, the scene immediately sparked suspicion. Soon, the broader MMA community began theorizing that McGregor may have concealed a prior injury, solely to secure his fight purse. Should these allegations prove true, and if the UFC had any awareness of it, critics contend it would represent a significant blow to the sport's integrity. They argue that fans, those who paid to be there, stayed up late, or even missed work to watch from home, would rightly demand answers and compensation. Professional boxer Chase DeGore further amplified these concerns, directly accusing Conor McGregor of taking a massive payday for a lackluster performance, only to then refuse to face the media afterward.
Yeah, look, I think Kenny, I only heard like the last minute, but I think he's dead on. Like, I think he tried to conjure up all the things from the past that it just doesn't work like that. Look, we said it, 5 years being away and doing the right thing is hard. Like, even Dominic Cruz alluded to that. You know, that guy was doing everything right. He wasn't partying, and it was 3 years, I think he said. 5 years, I mean, steroids and fucking cocaine. I don't even know. I'm not saying it allegedly, whatever the hell it is. It's a lot, man. It's a lot on your body. Your body, there's things, I'm sure, Kenny, you think your brain says you could do, and you know you can't do it, right? You know what I mean? Like, the brain is a really weird thing. It's going to make you believe certain things that just aren't true, and I think that's what we saw. Just, he looked old when he got in there. He looked very old to me.
Yep.
And this is not an old man's game at that weight class for sure. Yeah. And, you know, the inactivity, I just think everything we said was kind of nothing. I don't think he was hurt before. He was throwing those kicks in the dressing room, but why he would even want to lead with a technique like that at this age? Like, the older you get, Kenny, that's what you want to be, jumping in the air. Takes a lot of cardio to jump in the air too.
A joke. A reporter then directly questioned Dana White, asking about the unusual shoe-related moment during weigh-ins and whether the UFC had any prior knowledge of a pre-existing injury. White admitted he genuinely didn't know, though he noted something specific had caught his attention at the press conference.
I watched him doing media in New York. I then, the following week, watched him doing media in Los Angeles. But I'm being told he's in the gym training in Ireland. I just brought that to your attention. So I even reached out to his team. I said, hey, where's he training at? They said, no, he's all set up. He's at a gym in California. So that's great. I got a camera crew and I got a team out there in Dana Point. I'll get him over to the gym. I know every gym in California. Where's he at? Well, the gym doesn't have a name. Gym doesn't have a name. Okay. who's he training with? I didn't ask this question, but I'm just saying to you guys, who's he training with? Because it comes back to telephone, telegraph, or telefighter. Those training partners, above the workouts, above the dollars they're going to get for rounds and time, they would like some exposure. They would love a picture with Conor McGregor, blow that up on their social media. They would love that. No one posted anything. So then you have the coaches. Now, I know that Conor keeps that staff tight. I have no doubt that Coach Roddy, that Coach Kevin, I have no doubt that the team was there, but working out with who?
Yet, the skepticism persisted. Fans uncovered reports of Conor McGregor visiting a hospital just 3 days before the fight, further intensifying speculation. In response to this growing scrutiny, the UFC released backstage footage, aiming to quell the rumors. The video showed McGregor moving normally, even drilling the exact kick that would later cause the injury, implying no visible issue existed beforehand.
And it's a very meaningful question because there were some moments in that fight. Okay, there was one very specifically. Everything that I have heard so far is talking about the jumping kick or the kicks by Conor and the leg going out. I didn't see what Joe Rogan saw. Joe Rogan was confident in telling the broadcast world that he blew out his knee. That may be accurate information. I'm just sharing for you. I didn't see that. Now, the moment, if you go back and rewatch this fight, the moment where you question and go, oh no, oh no, this human, this young man, Conor, isn't ready. He didn't prepare right. He throws a punch, right? We're all thinking of the kicks, but if you rewatch it, he threw a punch and he went down. He lost his balance. He lost his balance.
The controversy surrounding Conor McGregor's injury has sparked a heated debate. MMA Guru has questioned whether McGregor's attitude following the injury suggests there's more to the story. Recently, McGregor expressed frustration with his UFC deal, feeling held back by the organization in terms of his next bouts due to promotional obligations. While the injury may be a genuine ACL tear, Guru can't help but notice McGregor's behavior, which has fueled ongoing speculation. Sean O'Malley believes McGregor's fighting career is far from over, predicting he will return with a knockout win. O'Malley also expressed personal disappointment, feeling that McGregor is struggling with issues outside the octagon and that his loss was a heartbreak. Colby Covington shares a similar opinion, thinking McGregor will bounce back to fulfill his UFC contract before deciding his next move. For Covington, McGregor's motivation stems from the sense of purpose and focus he gets from fighting, which translates to his life outside the octagon. However, not everyone is convinced McGregor will make another comeback. Former welterweight champion Belal Muhammad thinks the latest injury could mark the end of his fighting career, citing the potential for a year-long recovery and questioning whether fans will still support him after another extended layoff. Brian Davis of The Pain Game has raised questions about McGregor's health going into the fight, pointing out his reluctance to put weight on his right leg and his uncharacteristic lack of fluid footwork. Davis also noted that McGregor's pad work footage lacked the explosive movement that has defined his striking style, suggesting something may have been limiting him before the fight. John Anik and Ray Longo have also shared their observations. Anik felt McGregor lacked his usual intensity and confidence before the fight, but believes the injury occurred during the bout. Longo thinks McGregor's long absence from competition finally caught up with him, arguing that years away from elite competition and the wear and tear on his body took a significant toll, making him appear slower and older. The debate surrounding McGregor's injury and future continues, with many wondering if he will ever return to the octagon. The uncertainty has sparked a range of opinions, from those who believe he will bounce back to those who think his fighting career may be over.